Howdy ho!
1, 2, 3. What up? Should we just say hi? Let's just say hi. Howdy, y'all. Surgeon Corey are back. You can't even see my hat. I gotta crouch down a little bit.
I know, we got crouched down. We decided to zest it up for our finale.
Baby, lock
of the
them
Tiger
doors
King.
and turn the lights down low.
Murder, Mayhem, and Madness. This is the finale. The episode is called Dethroned.
Dethroned. I think one thing we can all agree on after watching this documentary is that we saw a tiger and the tiger saw a man. I think the tigers are the real ones.
There are many tigers
that have been done some
men.
injustice here. The last episode was called "The Noble Thing to Do." Who was it? Was it the dude? Was it the rat?
The noble thing to do was to call the authorities, I guess.
Sure, to save your own ass.
Yeah. For immunity. All right, we're locked and loaded.
We're locked and loaded, y'all.
We got the hats.
This is we're about to.
We need the cats.
Maybe see Joe's trial, see what he's got on the other people.
What's gonna happen?
And what's gonna happen to Joe? And the Tiger King saga, I feel like it's ongoing, folks. I mean, now or never, sooner or later, he's probably gonna be released. I'd
Honestly,
imagine.
I feel like there's a lot of movement right now about him, and just in general about the whole Joe King, universe.
Yeah.
Joe King.
Joe King.
Joe Exotic.
He would love
Tiger
that.
King.
He's
Yeah, I
gonna
know.
just change his
He has
last name to
own-
King
That
now.
is his universe, yeah.
Joe Exotic King.
I'm surprised he hasn't yet.
And yeah, this is not a market substitute for Tiger King. Watch it on Netflix. Support us if you'd like to watch the uncuts of this whole documentary series. It's on our Patreon. Help us do fun stuff like our skits. Hopefully, maybe by now you done seen a Tiger King skit already. If not, then we didn't do it.
Sorry.
We didn't do it because we're under quarantine and it's hard to coordinate things.
We're gonna try.
Yeah, we're gonna try for it. Hopefully, if you've already seen it by now, if we done did it. So Corey, what is one thing I guess we'll talk about what we learned after the end.
At the end, we have to finish it.
Here we go. Time to
Eat
finish
my
it.
popcorn, my Twizzlers.
This hat just makes my forehead look like a 6 head. I already have a 5 head, but now
I'm
it
waiting
graduated
for
to
it.
6 head. Are we gonna keep it on? I'm gonna keep it on.
Do you know?
See my Budweiser logo?
Do you know that this is the hat I was wearing that he's wearing the second time we ever hung out?
It was in pictures that I showed people when we first started hanging. It was like, this is the girl I'm talking to. Like the
yeah.
one with the Budweiser cowboy hat with her leg up. I'm like, yes, that's her.
That's me.
That's my darling.
Indy 500.
The snake pit. Woo!
Things happen. Anyway, let's watch how
Indy
Joe
500 is canceled.
gets dethroned. Stop.
Well, I'm just
No
saying.
sadness in this episode.
No sadness. Well, the first
Well,
tiger's
I
face
know,
is
I
gonna
know,
just
I
make
know.
us weep.
Well, the last episode started out right away with Jeff tried to choke his ex-wife to death.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is gonna start. Or how it's
Dethroned.
gonna end.
So sad, y'all. So sad to see him dethroned.
Let's
But
do
here
it.
we go. It's starting. It's happening. Oh man.
Cats.
Oh babe, we gotta redo that. It wasn't recording.
Really?
No. He's so fucked up. He's so
Look at all
he's
these
on
kids.
drugs.
Why is he with these kids? This looks like a music video.
He's like a neighborhood idol, you know what I mean? He's like a local idol.
Why does he have
Call is subject to being recorded or
handcuffs?
monitored except for privileged calls between attorney and client. Communicate.
Karma?
Yeah, that's so great.
Animals die, Katie. Their soul dies.
Dude, then are you confessing to murdering the souls of all these tigers you've had
No.
over the years?
The current owners of what used to be Joe Exotic's park say they've been cooperating with the feds ever since the murder for hire allegations came to light. And with his trial looming, other investigations are unfolding.
They said that Joe had shot 5 tigers and they dug them up and found the skulls.
Wow.
I heard about that this documentary wasn't showing that, but he would just like shoot tigers dead in the face like while he was on meth.
19 new
They
wildlife
trumped up all of the
offenses?
wildlife charges to put pressure on Joe because the murder for hire charge was so flimsy. That's why they came up with the other 20 silly-ass charges.
Silly-ass charges, Bhagavan.
And gets him into a position where he appears to be this great big felonious murderer.
But he
From the government's point
killed
of view,
tigers.
both the murder for hire and the wildlife charges were crucial to bring together. Both counts 1 and 2.
It's weird because like
Mr. Passage
shelters can
with
euthanize
murder for
dogs, but like you can't euthanize tigers. Like you got to do it like lawfully or morally.
I don't know. I'll be honest and say this is something I don't know much about.
You know what they got me with? 79 years.
Wow.
But Joe, did you shoot those tigers?
I euthanized 5 tigers, okay?
That's the term I used. Now I feel like an asshole. But I heard you were high on meth and you shot them.
So how involved was Jeff Lowe in plotting this whole plan to kill Carol?
All right, you're not gonna show this to the defense attorney when I lay it all out. So basically what happened is Jeff Lowe helped put the thing together. And because he obviously knew about it, because Jeff Lowe told me on the phone that he was going to use Alan Glover.
He's the
Joe,
associate, I guess.
he offered me money to go and murder that lady. First it was $5,000, but the only thing he come up with was $3,000. So I took that and I ran.
But he ran not to go do the deed, so he just took money to.
They would have to fucking promise me not to fucking lock my ass up for that.
Right.
Now, the trial
Man.
begins on Monday, March 25th at 9 a.m. and could last about 2 weeks, but the jury was selected. The 55-year-old introduced himself to the jury, saying, "I'm Joseph Maldonado Passage, and I'm the reason you all are here."
That would have been a pretty interesting.
I know. Imagine you got jury duty, and it's this case. You're like, what? What?
Like, what?
But Joe's such an endearing motherfucker that you might be like, huh?
I'm up all night long.
Maybe he didn't do all these things.
Lost a lot of weight. None of my pants fit me anymore. That's another thing. I had to buy pants. I haven't worn pants in 20 years. I got to buy business attire. I keep telling myself over and over, I'm involved in a federal murder for hire plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Who'd have thought?
I feel like he hasn't really been that guilty.
Yeah, he's
even though
kind of reasonable.
even though he said the bitch needs to die. The other what's his
This
name?
is just, look at this. This is just such a different life.
The one with the arm missing.
Seth.
Seth, yeah, also him too.
So interwound with him for years and years and years and years. They're the very people who were testifying against him.
Man, everybody turning on Joe.
I never mess with the feds.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to fuck with the feds, you know? Like this guy.
Fuck the feds.
He was so excited to work on a campaign.
I was contacted by an FBI agent, and he said point blank, "Are you going to be on Team Government or are you going to be on Team Joe?" That's the scariest moment of my life.
That's
It
how
would
they
be
get
scary.
you. Like, what else? Are you gonna say no?
Realistically.
Came up with a .410 in his hand, and I knew he just shot Cuddles. I heard it, and he come up the hill and goes,
Cuddles.
"God damn, Eric! If I knew it was going to be this easy, just walk right up to the cage. I'll just go kill them all. There's no way for me to stop it."
Damn.
Whoa, that guy's been sitting on that this whole time.
Yeah. It's like very inhumane the way he euthanized them. You know what I mean? If it was maybe more official, it still would have been terrible, but
I was surprised he didn't want to do it himself, but I wasn't surprised that
It looks
he
like
would
her.
try
Yeah.
to follow through.
The only silver lining
Pink
to
is
it is
history now,
that if
being a
someone
history
were
books.
to kill me, I think it would push this movement so far forward that it would be worth it.
You should have gotten those hats for this.
yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
In this whole storyline. Those hats are just ridiculous.
This guy went out like a fucking murderer lady. And he's not even gonna get a fucking probation.
Yeah, that's a little. That's what I feel like is a little messed
That's scary.
up. He's free to walk this earth right now in this documentary.
He deserves every fucking thing he gets, sir. Or more.
Did they ask, can we record you take a bath during this questionnaire?
They cannot be trusted.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Why wasn't Alan Glover confronted about lying on the stand? Like, hey, story about going to Florida.
I agree with that. Like, if the dude went down to murder someone and accepted the money, but he did accept the money.
He accepted the money, but then he went to a strip
That's
club.
how they get people who are trying to get prostitutes. If they accept the money, they go down. So he accepted it. He should have something.
I wouldn't want to kill them motherfucking birds.
Mm-hmm.
He could have given me $1 million fucking dollars or what, kill that fucking woman for nothing. I wouldn't even went to fucking Florida on a vacation.
Fuck Florida. I hate Florida.
Apparently, I chickened the fuck out and didn't make it there.
Mm-hmm. Just all the scratch your ear, look to the left.
He just admitted to it. Earlier in this whole documentary, he said he didn't go down there, and now he's saying that he did go down there to kill her.
But he chickened out.
When's your text message where Jeff said, okay, well, maybe I'll be better off in South Carolina? Thanksgiving Day, I had cooked dinner for 150 people, and they donated enough. I could put together $3,000 to give Alan, so you get the hell out of there.
That's like severance pay?
Nah, bro, you were trying to kill her.
Joe can be convincing. I was nervous that it only takes one holdout to make it a hung jury.
A cross-country traveling high-end hitman cannot cost $3 grand. I don't think it could cost 30 grand. I think it's probably 100 grand to find that guy.
Doc's like, not that I would know.
Doc has some points. I'm just saying. Hey, Mehdi Bhagwan.
It was part of the government's evidence that we showed the jury a variety of the social media postings.
Yeah, I mean, you can't not show that.
To be in this jury.
They must have just been like, what is this?
Before I'm done with this, I'm gonna have the bitch's head in a jar.
But we aren't here today because of what Mr. Passage said online. We are here today because of what he said when he thought no one was listening. And he decided that as the king, he would protect the kingdom at all costs.
He did it.
He was going to simply assassinate his rival. And it's your job now to make sure that no one, not even the Tiger King, is allowed to be above the laws of the United States.
I mean, that's it. He did it.
Yeah. I guess if he really had that conversation about like go to the parking lot and cap her and then drive away.
You know, I'm not the only one that was there to testify. You know, there's a lot of other people, but yeah, I'll feel somewhat responsible.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you are.
You are an FBI informant. You are 100% responsible.
Yeah. He did sell cubs. He did transport cubs. The murder for hire thing, I don't think it ever would have went this far without somebody pushing it.
Yeah.
A lot of people questioned, is Jeff Lowe, should he face charges as well?
He's a director of a zoo. I mean, it's the same zoo that Joe has, so.
Yeah, I don't quite understand how that went down.
It shouldn't have just been Joe that went down. Like, of course Joe should go down, but it should not have just been him.
Seeing you in springtime, I never could go.
Babe, are you this guy?
I am. Look, I got the eyebrows.
It was convinced one juror.
I told Howie it's going to be 15 minutes.
Howie.
I was thrilled and relieved with the outcome.
What is she thinking?
I don't know.
And known to many Oklahomans as Joe Exotic will be going to federal prison.
Soon, these 300 plus animals will have a new place to call home.
We are planning to shut the zoo down in a few months. It will be better to have a fresh start.
We take Lauren in next
Oh, the
Tuesday
cubs.
to be induced to give birth to Sarah Evelyn Lowe. And
The fucking affliction shirts
we
this
get
guy has, I
Lauren
swear.
back in the gym.
He has a collection, his whole closet.
Ready for the nanny.
Ugh. I don't want to see you guys be cute. That's the nanny? He's gonna fuck her.
Suspicion is he could still face charges down the road.
He should.
Rumor has it will be for something much larger.
For the last 2 years, everybody's accused me of all these crimes, and I got the evidence, but it's never materialized. You know, I'm not an angel, but God, put up your proof. You know, stop talking about it.
I think Lil.
That was a very nervous.
I know. He was like, oh God, please, I hope they don't have it. I hope they don't have it.
All that stuff incriminates him.
Yeah, it's very incriminating.
You know, and I don't think Joe will be in a cell alone. I think other people are going too. I mean, they don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm finishing this.
Damn. Yeah, this documentary just came. It's only been a couple years.
Turn it off for a minute.
It's only been a year or two. Dun, dun, dun.
What a way to end.
They had to get this song. Like, they had to buy the rights to this song. For sure.
I love it. Get some shots of me. Yes!
This dude's, what is he, the unsung hero of this?
I called and I asked the feds, what's going to happen to these people that's done all this stuff? They said it is far from over.
Okay, all right.
They're
That's good
gonna
to
get
know.
I have bit my tongue and I have kept my mouth shut
Oh.
to the point that I'm just not going to.
Joe's about to explode.
Joe's about to spill it all.
I'm going to list the 30.
That's why Netflix is trying to like some of these people are trying to sue Netflix because they indicted them maybe or like.
7.
So I want to give my evidence to prove it.
Oh, now he has 11.
Yeah, now he's just like, fuck it, I'm taking the whole thing down.
And a lot of documents, like legal documents and permits. Hard drives are all over here.
Is that an old MacBook tower?
Did I ever train the
Freezer permits.
my ally right now? Fuck no. But I'm done with the animal road, so let's just shut all the troublemakers down.
Here we go.
Joe's becoming, you know, you either die a villain or live long enough to see yourself become the hero.
He was able to share information with us about wildlife trafficking in the United States, the abuse of animals that's going on behind the scenes and by a lot of the players.
Oh shit.
All the names.
All right, Joe.
Doc Antle. 2 male tigers. Oh, that's bad?
Oh, that's probably one of the Doc Antle's probably
Yeah,
trying
I
to
mean,
sue him
obviously
now.
Everybody who's in this documentary.
Or the animal rights groups hasn't really targeted you.
I'm not fucking around. I can't be targeted. How do you target me?
I mean, you're still doing the
So
same shit.
creepy. Ugh, so creepy.
Animal puts tiger cubs who've aged out of playtime events in a gas chamber to kill them, and then that he cremates their bodies in his on-site crematorium.
Okay, I take it back. Bhagavan is not the least worst. They're all equally bad. They're all equally bad.
Oh my god.
That's it.
Get something done. Are you willing to testify against them? And I'll testify against all 30 of them.
Nobody wins.
Yep.
Everyone involved is a so-called animal advocate. Not a single animal benefited from this war.
We've completely lost sight and lost touch of what really matters here. And that's the conservation and protection of the species of this planet.
These are very dangerous animals, very beautiful animals, but they have a place in the world, and that's in Africa and Asia and India, not in Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
He even said it himself.
They sit in cages next to each other for over 10 years, and we moved them to the Great Ape Senior in Florida. And in 2 days, they were out in a big yard hugging on each other.
No.
I deprived them of being chimpanzees.
Where's this candor coming from, Joe?
He had a moment of self-realization.
Did I do it on purpose? No, I was wrapped up in having a zoo.
Morals just fade away so slowly
You have so
and
much
like
money. 22 years.
that's it? It was not 79.
That's still a lot, though.
Yeah, and he's already like 55. The Big Cat Safety Act's now. Oh, Doc Antle's safari was raided.
Cub euthanasia. How many are there in the world? Wow.
What? Seriously?
Wow.
What? Is that for real?
So most of what we have is in captivity. Oh.
Is that for real? There's only 4,000 tigers left in the world?
In the wild. That's not including the ones that are in captivity.
Yeah, but like, that's for real? In the wild, in the world, there's only 4K? That's so bad. That's ridiculous. Is that a real stat? I gotta look that up.
Oh, I mean, not to get too apocalyptic, but we've seen the extinction of a lot of different animals. They'll be extinct in our lifetime, probably.
Like what?
Because if you think about it with tigers, there's going to be a lot of inbreeding then at a certain point once you get down to it. The storm.
Man, humans are like
I know this is such a sobering...
assholes. Like,
this is such a sobering experience.
because like,
You asked what other animals have gone extinct?
what's his name? Really, just
Rhinos, giraffes were added to the endangered animal list. Like bees, there's this whole, you know, bee movement.
I heard that the last like white rhino passed away recently.
Yeah.
The campaign manager really set it into perspective at the end. Which, by the way, he's also another one of those people that was pretty innocent in this whole thing. Probably one of the most innocent.
I don't know. If you are seeing something illegal happening and you're standing to the side, you know.
But he was just supposed to be the
I'll go through
campaign
it.
manager. You know,
Yeah,
he
but then
really didn't
ended
know
up
what he was
staying
getting
on.
into.
He ended up staying on though.
Then Saf and all those other people are also guilty.
I think you brought up a good point. What is this?
I just wanted to forward to the end of the credits in case there was something.
You brought up a good point though. What is the difference between euthanizing at an animal sanctuary versus euthanizing at an animal shelter? I mean, right now with this whole everything that's going on in the world, a lot of shelters are closing down to try to be with regulations, and so they're asking people to foster animals. And the question is, if they're trying to make it so no one comes in, then what are they doing? Are they euthanizing the animals that aren't finding homes, that aren't being fostered? I don't know. Sad.
I'm sad too, man. I'm like, I would really like to know if that fact is correct. I'm gonna Google it real quick.
Okay.
Because that's crazy. If there's 10K in captivity around the world, and only 4K actually in the wild in the natural
Well,
habitat.
you think about it. I mean, there's deforestation. There's pollution. There's also a bunch of tourists. I mean, you've heard stories now with the whole COVID situation.
An estimated 3,900 tigers remain in the wild.
Yeah. Deforestation, pollution, just encroaching on their habitats.
But tigers are like, I don't want to say any animal is on the chopping block for the shit that we're doing to the planet, but I would never have expected tigers to be one of those endangered species. Pretty much endangered species now, right? They're endangered, right?
Are you serious? You didn't know that tigers were endangered?
No, I always thought tigers they're always going to be around.
They're not like squirrels.
I mean, I know, but like...
You know? No,
like
they're
elephants,
they're
like
super endangered.
Giraffes.
Why do you think people like going on safaris and whatnot? You get to see them in their natural habitat. I mean, you're not going to be able to do that much longer.
You have to do that. I
have gotten to do that, yeah. In the Serengeti.
Are you smelling cat pee?
No.
I feel like I smell cat pee.
I think you're just...
Maybe it's the chili.
Getting paranoid.
It's the chili. Oh, God.
Hopefully our chili doesn't
My chili
smell
smells like cat
pee.
pee. There are really only 39... Wow.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
Over the last 100 years, the global wild tiger population has dropped 97%.
Mm-hmm. And you think about it, there's different... It's kind of looping back to either the beginning of this episode when we were talking about it. I can't remember if it was last episode. Where they have different markets and whatnot. So there's... there's like folk remedies, like, oh yeah, if you eat a tiger penis, it'll give you virility and you'll be able to have a son, or I don't know, things like that. Tiger bone.
Yeah, tiger blood.
Taking pieces of different animals, different rare animals. They're doing like bear bile.
Bear bile? What are you talking about? People collect this for what? To eat?
It's supposed to help fight off certain diseases.
Does it really?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done the research on it, but I highly doubt it.
So there's no way, and I'm sorry for even bringing up the possibility last episode that Doc Antle could be like a good one, because
that dude is so sleazy.
Euthanizing cubs, but he. What was I going to say? There's no way to have a tiger sanctuary or anything that emulates the wild. Like, there's just no way to do it because it'd have to be way too big.
No, you could.
Like, they need the freedom to go anywhere, and if it's that big, it's unmanageable by man. Because I was gonna say, like, if the only way for tigers to survive is to have them in like captivity, but maybe we can make it big enough for them to actually like emulate the wild. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying?
Why
Like,
do we? Why do we as humans need to intervene? Why do we need to?
Because unfortunately, we fucked the planet regardless. And now it's like we're past the point of no return.
Yeah.
So if there's no returning now, like maybe that's like the only like a Noah's Ark type of situation. Like if the only way to preserve them is to have them in like some kind of captivity,
But then they lose. No, then they lose their animal instincts, and they lose the very essence of being a tiger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Man. I feel like these wild animals are like going to be a thing of the past soon. It's going to be in museums and shit. Like, yeah, just like mammoths and dinosaurs. There used to be tigers roaming the earth.
I mean, there used to be enormous, like cats, even bigger than they are now.
But now they're all
bigger
like
animals.
Small.
Yeah. Just in general, they used to be on a much larger scale. If you go to any museum and check it out, but then with the introduction of humans. Without evolution and the introduction of other predators, they've lost their size, the size advantage. But
I just thought it was like certain species of tiger that were endangered. I didn't know like tigers in general. Anyway, about the documentary. What
Your
else?
mind is like, wah! Have you seen this in any museums? Have you been to the Chicago Field Museum? No? Oh.
Maybe when I was a kid, like when it was a field trip in fucking elementary school.
Yeah.
But I
don't know, it's sad. It's super sad.
The situation was probably not as bad even back when I was in grade school for it.
Back then, no. But, I mean, even now, you just need to be in the know more.
I guess I do.
Hear about the pressing issues. Yeah, there's a lot of animals that are endangered. I mean, this documentary, as entertaining as it was with the different characters, I mean, it did highlight a lot of very serious issues. Mm-hmm. Like I was saying, about crime, about animal cruelty, about murder.
Even what was up
the
with
power
like,
of addiction, power of drugs,
power of like money, what money can do to you. Because Joe, clearly we saw him at the beginning here. He was like all for not breeding cubs and not selling cubs, and all for like, well, he even realized that the monkeys or the chimps that he had in the cages were, he was depriving them for 10 years of that feeling of freedom and camaraderie. So deep down in there, it was maybe started with good intentions. Maybe every business starts that way, and then like you start to find out what kind of person you are. Like if you're willing to sacrifice your morals less and like more and more and more, it just starts becoming thinner and thinner to where like you don't even realize you're doing something wrong.
That's usually how it happens. Until
like you get some sort of wake up call. And it felt like Joe, I mean, hopefully he's had that epiphany by now. Now he's trying to help PETA and take down all the other tiger bastards. If anything good came out of this whole thing,
if I can't do it, they can't do it.
Exactly. But really, if anything good came out of the whole thing, is that he gave the FBI lady the roots and the underground, layout of how all these Tiger Kings,
the info,
how they deal.
There's only one Tiger King, Serge.
I don't know. The throne is empty now.
I'm very intrigued.
Who would take the throne?
Now I feel like I can finally look at all the memes and all the articles that are about
I've been seeing
Tiger
the memes.
King. Yeah, I've seen all the memes, but I've been trying to avoid them, not to have any spoilers. I didn't know if there was anything else that was going to be.
It was pretty good because this is one of those things that you can't really spoil. Because, like, they literally tell you right everything that happens in the very first episode.
Yeah, but, I mean, we didn't know he was going to run for president. We didn't know that they were going to show, Staff losing his arm or, Joe Exotic being hit. There were just a bunch of random things that occurred, so it's, I don't know. And especially, like I said, Cardi B is on this
The accidental
campaign.
death of Travis as well.
I know. No, I knew that. I called that from the beginning. Do you remember? I kept saying, like, They keep talking about him like he was in the past, and they had no up-to-date.
In that same episode where he died, you were like, I think he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Now it makes this whole thing is just sad, man.
Bobby, let's not be.
I was like laughing and giddy at just like the character of Joe Exotic, just because he's just, and it's stupid even of me to call him a character because this is a real life person, and these people exist. And when you're watching this, you want to just like laugh at the memes and everything, and like the funniness of like how much he hates that bitch Carol Baskin. But like, it's just they're all so shitty, and they're all contributing to the overall effect of what we're doing to our wildlife here. Yeah. Maybe they're not contributing to that specifically, but they're not helping the situation.
There's a very serious undertone to this whole thing, as entertaining as it is.
And then Carol and Howard are still out there.
People being swindled.
Jeff Lowe, hopefully his ass is going to get taken down. Like, I don't believe Joe should have been the only one. But I'm kind of glad that he was, because now he's on the whole fuck Tiger Kings, or all the Tiger Princes out there.
What do you guys think?
Take down the whole regime.
What do you guys think? How do you think about the way that it ended? Do you think he deserved 22 years? That's something that is also shocking to me.
Maybe that shortened it. Because he's telling them all this shit.
Yeah, but even with a 22-year sentence, it's very shocking to me if you look at the other crimes. I mean, so pretty much he was doing illegal stuff with exotic animals, and he was orchestrating a murder, but he didn't complete, like, the murder didn't go through. So to get 22 years, I mean, he's gonna, like I said, well, like you said earlier,
he'll probably die in prison. Yeah. He's like 55 already. The conditions in there. Unless, of course, this whole COVID thing, you know, they might release him. I still feel like, I mean,
I feel like they're doing that more with jail. So I didn't really know the difference between this, but they're releasing more from jails and not necessarily prison. And he's in prison.
So why? So Tekashi 6ix9ine he was in jail and not prison?
I don't know.
I just think if that motherfucker is allowed to walk the streets, then it's hard to believe that Joe Exotic won't be out.
There are a lot of people. That's what I'm saying. Like 22 years. I feel like there are a lot of people who have terrible charges, child abuse, child, molestation, things like that probably don't get 20 years. I don't know. I need to do more research. That's always my fallback, is I haven't researched enough. But that's. I mean,
we don't need to research it. Even like, what's his fucking name? One of those guys that I don't remember what school it was, but he got convicted of rape and like he got released like in a year.
Oh, Brock Turner.
Brock Turner, yeah.
That brings up whole other issues, a whole other host of issues in his portrayal in the media. But yeah, I mean, stuff like that. I mean, he raped her, and he did what, 6 months, 9 months, something like that.
I think it was like a year, or if not, just like a little over.
So,
I don't know, man. So what's her name? What's his name? Sorry, Sif.
His name's Saf.
Saf said it best. He was like, "There's no winners." Like the documentary was very, very well done. I will say hats off.
Good comedic.
To all the funny cuts and the musical transitions, and just like how poignant everything was at the end there. Like,
what did you say?
Poignant.
Poignant.
Look, listen. I'm from Indiana. I'm a Hoosier.
The G is like a
poignant.
Poignant. Mm-hmm.
It was poignant.
Poignant.
Did I use the word correctly in the sentence though?
I didn't hear the sentence because I was too focused on you saying poignant. No.
It was poignant. What the documentary, all the statements that were made towards the end about how there was no winners in all this. The Tigers were the ones that were really done injustice, and yeah, that's.
But we're the real winners.
So if everyone's really suing Netflix here, then I mean I can see why they really pointed a clear picture about all the people that are doing this bullshit.
Yeah.
It's still #1 in the U.S. today. People are still watching this.
I mean, it's a.
I'm kind of glad the quarantine happened now. So maybe more people will realize what the fuck we're doing to the camp.
It's got tigers. It's got drugs. It has murder. It has country music videos.
Drugs, cults, murder, embezzlement, guns.
Cults. Yeah, lots of guns.
And tigers, man. Fucking tigers.
This is the seedy underbelly of the U.S.
And now that everyone's in quarantine, now we all know what we're doing to the planet and how fucked we are. Well, how fucked tigers are, really.
So, yeah. Thank you for making this.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Netflix.
Thank you, Netflix.
This was fun. And thank you, Corey, for joining for this reaction series. I hope you guys enjoyed our 2 reactions here. Let us know in the comments what you thought and how you're feeling now. How did the documentary make you feel at the end? I just want to know. Were you upset, pissed, disappointed?
Mm-hmm. How did it shake out for you?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
And we will see you guys whenever the next time we see you, all right? Take care. Do good things. Be poignant in life. Bye.
Learn something during this quarantine. Bye.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and a big shout out to Eleanor, Jesse, Joe Mags, Lauren, Luis, Michael, Mike, Nick, Ruby, Dane, Nuptuck, Quentin, Abdullah, Allison, Tristan, Diet, Dan, Edward, Keyboard Junkie, NYR Fan, and ZJP.